A boss arrives at the office in the morning with his pants unzipped. The secretary, not knowing how to address him directly, approaches him. Boss, when you left home this morning, did you close the garage door? The phrase didn't have the gift to enlighten him, so the guy entered the office a little confused. He sits down at his desk, starts his work, and sees his work done. At that moment, he has a revelation about the secretary's words, so he thinks about bothering her a little. He calls her into the office to bring her a coffee and asks her, "When you saw the open garage door, did you also see my Jaguar?" The secretary, smiling for a moment, answers, "No, boss. All I saw was a Mini with two flat tires." What is the difference between a good secretary and a very good one? The good one says, "Good morning, director." Very good secretary. "It's morning, director." The secretary asks her boss, "Is it true, Mr. Director, that sheep are considered the worst animals?" "Yes, my little lamb." The secretary arrives at work and, very worried, addresses the management. "Boss, I'm fired." "No, dear." "But why do you ask?" "Then why did you take the couch out of the office?" Boss to secretary. "What are you doing, darling, on Sunday?" The secretary, with hope in her voice, "Nothing." "Then let me remind you, today is not Sunday." The policeman investigating a suicide case asked the secretary, "Sweetie, don't you know why your boss threw himself out the window?" "I have no idea, but he was such a nice and attentive man. Last month he bought me a fur coat. Last week he bought me a sports car, and this morning a diamond ring. After that, he told me that he would like to sleep with me and asked me what I wanted in return. And what did you answer? That here in the office, people usually give me $50. A married man was having an affair with his secretary. One day they went after noon at her house and they made love. Exhausted, they fell asleep and woke up only at 8 in the evening. Worried, the man started to get dressed quickly and asked his girlfriend to take his shoes, take them outside, and roll them through grass and mud. Then he put on his shoes and went home. "Where did you walk?" asked his wife. "I can't lie to you, honey. I'm having an affair with the secretary. I am had sex with her all afternoon." The wife measured him with her eyes and observing, and the shoes scream, "You bastard! You went to play golf!" Three secretaries are talking about their director and the pranks they did to him. "I," says the first, "hid from him the report that he had to take to the tax office, and he received a stinging fine. I found some condoms in his drawer and pierced them with the needle," says the second. The third doesn't say anything, gets up, and falls down. "Are you my husband's new secretary?" "Yes, circle this one. I hope you don't have the same sexual appetite as your predecessor." "But who was my predecessor?" "I." A young secretary complains of a permanent weakness felt for a year. "Is the service demanding too much?" asks the doctor. "No, I have an easy job." "Do your children get tired then?" "No, I don't have children." How often do you have sex?" 3 times a day." "Then this is the reason for your permanent fatigue. I advise you to take a break at least on Sunday." "I can't, doctor. My husband comes home on Sunday." A newly hired blonde secretary is talking to her boss. Boss: "Miss, do you mind if I serve you a cake?" Blonde: "No, director." The next day, the same. "Miss, do you mind if I serve you a chocolate?" "No, director." The third day. "Miss, do you mind if I serve you an ice cream?" Blonde: "Director, if we keep it up, by the time you sleep with me, I'll be diabetic." My boss came in one morning and caught me with his secretary. He said to me very angrily, "Is that what I'm paying you for?" "No, boss. I do this job for free." Two managers meet. "I see you very angry. Did something happen?" "Yes, my wife found me a new secretary." "Blonde or brunette?" "Bald. A guy has crazy sex with his secretary. When he looked at his neck, he was followed by a round bite from the unrestrained secretary. When he gets home, he pretends to be playing with the dog at the entrance. And when his wife appears, she says, 'Look, the beast, it bit me in the neck.' His indignant wife takes off her blouse and shows him, 'Look, the bastard, he bit my breasts.' Since the morning, the secretary shows up at work with a very deep neckline. A colleague asked her, 'Susie, what's up with that cleavage?' 'Today I think I'm going to have a discussion with the boss, and I want to stand up to him.' The director left the office carrying the young secretary in his arms. An employee gets scared. 'Has something happened, Mr. Director?' 'No, I finished my chores for today and took some work for home, too.' The boss called 4 girls to the interview for the position of secretary. He asked them one question. Normally, a woman has lips in 2 different places. What is the difference between the two places? The first answers, "It's Harry on one side and not on the other." Pretty good answer. The second answers, "One can speak, but the other cannot." Very good answer. The third girl answers, "One is vertical and the other is horizontal." An intelligent answer. The fourth girl answers, "I use one and my boss uses the other." You are employed. A big industrialist has a new blonde secretary. Hearing from his office that the phone has been ringing for a long time and no one picks up the receiver, he storms angrily into the secretary's office. "Why don't you answer, miss?" "Oh, leave me, sir. I won't answer anymore. Out of 10 phones, 9 are for you."